So I made $247.61 my first month being monetized. I always wanted to know, how much do small YouTube channels make? I really wanted to share with you guys some advice and tips that I wish I knew before I started my YouTube channel, as well as sharing some advice that I've learned along the way. This video isn't going to be the most well-edited thing in the world. I'm just going to kind of be spilling all my thoughts and playing some video games in the background. So feel free to hang out with me for a little bit. So yeah, honestly, I wasn't expecting to make as much as I did. I was really expecting my first month monetized, I would only make maybe $5 or $10. I wasn't really expecting it to be as high as it was. So I'm definitely really thankful for that. It was definitely a surprise to me. I was always under the impression that the first couple of months you're monetized, especially as a small channel, you wouldn't really be making that much. Alright, so I'm thinking we can kind of head this way. This world is actually really huge and there's a lot of places I haven't quite gone to yet. So I have a couple of different mods installed and I'll leave all of them in the description. So the number one tip I want to give you guys, and I feel like the most important tip I can give you. So it took me about 4 years to get monetized, and if that sounds like a long time, it actually took me way longer. If you count the channels I had before this one, it's actually closer to 12 years. So the first thing I want to say is that if you're just starting off your YouTube channel, it takes time. I think nowadays it's really popular. We see a lot of videos claiming, oh, I got monetized in 1 week, or I got monetized in 2 days over the weekend. But I think for most people, that's not really the case. That's more of the exception to the rule. That's not really the rule. So if you're starting a YouTube channel and it's been maybe a month, 2 months, 6 months, even a year, don't feel discouraged. Just because you haven't gotten monetized yet doesn't mean that YouTube isn't for you. It just means that everybody moves at a different pace. Everybody learns at a different pace. If I had stopped 6 months after I started this channel, I obviously wouldn't be where I'm at. So if you're somebody who's just starting off, don't feel discouraged if it takes you a long time to get monetized. I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there about being monetized. A lot of people on the internet make it seem like it's something that's really easy, and it's not easy for most people. If you don't know, if you're just starting off and you don't have any experience making videos, it's not easy. Now, that's not to say that you can't grow overnight and have large success in a short amount of time. I'm just saying that if you are starting a channel, don't feel discouraged if it takes a little bit of time, because that's the reality of it. Looks like there's actually a nether portal over here. So that's the first thing I really wanted to say. Yeah, we got a nice little ruined nether portal out here in the woods. Let's see what's in the chest. Hopefully it's something kind of cool. Bane of arthropods. It's always nice to find loot out in the woods. So before I got monetized, I always wanted to know, how much does YouTube actually pay per 1,000 views? Everywhere you look online, it always gives you like these random outdated numbers. So for me personally, YouTube pays anywhere between $2 for every 1,000 views, and I've seen it as high as $10 per 1,000 views. On average, I would say it ends up averaging out to maybe $4 or $5 per 1,000 views. So if you ever wanted to know how much your favorite gaming channels make on YouTube, just divide their views by 1,000 and then times that by 4 or 5. 4 on the low end, 5 kind of to get a middle range. And that's kind of how much YouTube channels make for every 1,000 views. So for my channel, I average a couple thousand views per day. I've made as high as $30 per day, but typically the average month for me, I make around $15 per day, $10 to $15 per day. I was actually able to use that money and buy myself a new graphics card and new RAM for my computer, which is a really, really awesome feeling. It didn't really hit me that I was monetized until I actually got my graphics card in the mail, and I was like, wait a second, my YouTube channel actually paid for this, and that was probably the coolest feeling in the world. So the actual feeling of hitting 1,000 subscribers after it took me so long was really surreal. I guess I kind of want to share a little bit of my story and then I'll get back into more tips and things. For me, I remember New Year's Eve 2024 going into 2025. I had 430 subscribers. What's kind of funny is I was telling people at work, were asking me, Nick, what's your New Year's resolutions? What do you want to do this year? And I was telling everybody like, oh dude, I want to make YouTube like my full-time career this year. Like, and I was dead serious when I said it. I didn't know how I was gonna do it. I just knew that's what I wanted to do this year. Looks like there's a little bit of a pillager outpost over here, so let's see if we can sneak our way up here. Oh yeah, they're already coming towards us. We gotta be careful here. And I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I uploaded a video and it performed really well. It was a video of me just kind of showcasing my long-term Minecraft world, and it really resonated with a lot of people. And literally that week, after telling everybody at work that this year I was gonna be a full-time YouTuber or whatever I ended up saying, I ended up hitting 1,000 subscribers that same week. And up until that point, so it basically took me 4 years to hit 430 subscribers, and then it took me a week to gain 600 subscribers and hit 1,000, which was a really awesome feeling. There we go. So we got rid of the pillagers pretty easily. This is part of the Dungeons and Taverns mod, which I really, really love. It adds these little structures out in the woods. And I remember I kept seeing the subscribers go up and I was so excited. I was like, oh dude, I'm finally gonna hit 1,000 subscribers. You know, it was a big goal of mine. Hitting 1,000 subscribers is without a doubt the hardest part of starting a YouTube channel. Anybody who has ever started a YouTube channel will tell you the same exact thing. Like, going from 0 to 1,000 is literally the hardest thing because you have to start with absolutely nothing. Hitting 1,000 was a big deal for me at the time, and I feel like it's a really important moment. So if you're close to hitting 1,000, try to enjoy the moment of hitting 1,000 because it's a feeling that goes away pretty quickly. You know, try to enjoy those moments of your journey. Make sure you somehow document your experience with hitting 1,000 or hitting milestones like that. I feel like stuff like that's really important. So the actual feeling of hitting 1,000 was just excitement. I was so proud of myself. I know for a lot of people 1,000 doesn't seem like a lot, but for me it was a big deal to hit 1,000. So I was just proud that I was able to make it happen. All right, we have to make our way back home. Looks like it's turned nighttime here, and it's not the safest place to be out here in the woods at night. But yeah, the actual feeling of hitting 1,000 subscribers it felt amazing to me. So one of the first pieces of advice that I want to give you, and probably literally the most important piece of advice I can give you, is that there is no easy way. There is no fast way. I think I probably spent the first 2 years of this channel looking for the easy way to do everything, looking for the fast way to grow a channel. I'm sure everybody has seen videos online saying like, oh yeah, you can grow your channel overnight using this simple little, using these simple tricks. Just change your title, just change your thumbnail. Videos like that are very misleading because they make it seem like, oh, anybody can grow a channel super quickly, but that's not realistic and that's not the case. And I literally spent years of my life trying to figure out what the secret was to become successful on YouTube, and I'm just here to tell you guys that it doesn't exist. There's no such thing as a fast way to grow a YouTube channel. It's kind of hard to explain in a few words like how to actually do it. The simplest way to explain it is for me, I had to really commit to the idea of having a YouTube channel. So I was really determined. I had a very clear goal in mind when I started this channel that I wanted to grow it. So I think having a goal in mind is really important, and then working towards that goal. It's one thing to say, oh, I want 1 million subscribers, or I want 100,000 subscribers, but it's something totally different when it's an actual goal and you dedicate the energy that it requires to attain that goal. So if your goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers, you really need to dedicate yourself to doing that. So when I say dedicate yourself to it, I'm meaning, you know, what are some things that you could be doing right now that would be furthering you towards that goal? What are some things that you can be doing that would move you towards that goal of 1,000 subscribers, if that makes sense? It's one thing to say that you want 1,000 subscribers. It's a totally different thing to actually do what's necessary to hit that goal. Obviously, you can apply that to any number. I would honestly suggest, if you are setting goals for yourself, set really high goals. So for me, I almost set very unrealistic goals for myself. Like, I want to hit X amount of subscribers before this specific date, right? And I'm pretty sure I picked this idea up out of a book somewhere, but giving yourself a date to hit your goal by really, at least for me, it really motivates me to push forward. And obviously, sometimes I set my goals so high that I get a little bit disappointed that I didn't hit that goal, but I am at least further ahead than if I hadn't set a goal, if that kind of makes sense. So that's kind of how I go about doing things like that, setting a very specific goal and then literally going after that goal as if it is life or death. That's kind of how I approach things. That's probably a little bit extreme, but that's just how I kind of work personally. This is definitely more of a transparent kind of video for me. I don't know if a lot of people really care about growing YouTube channels, but for me, it was something I was really passionate about and am really passionate about. So I figured I'd share it for anybody else out there who's wanting to start a channel. Another thing I want to talk about is you really have to love what you do. I know that sounds super cheesy. I'm being so serious when I say that you have to absolutely love what you do. So I always thought when I had 1,000 subscribers, I'd probably have a lot of things figured out. Maybe I'd have a pretty good idea of, you know, what to do to be successful, but it's not really the case. I think realistically, talking from this perspective, I don't really know what I'm doing most of the time. At this stage, in these early kind of moments, I still feel like I'm a beginner in a lot of ways. I still have a lot to learn. I still have a lot that I have a lot to learn, and I have a lot to experience. So when I was first starting off, I always, maybe something you're struggling with is, what type of content should I make? What type of videos are successful? And the number one tip I can give you for that is, one of the major problems I had when I first started off is I would spend so much time trying to think about, oh, what videos to make, and I would spend all this time like, ooh, what's a really great way to, what's a good video I could make? But the truth is, if you spend a lot of time thinking about something, you're spending zero time doing anything about it. So I would honestly recommend, if you're on the fence about what type of content to make, just make any video, to be honest. If you don't have any videos you've made, I would make a video right now. And it doesn't matter what it's about, just make a video and see if you actually even like making videos, first of all. Everybody likes the idea of being a famous YouTuber. Everybody likes the idea of making millions of dollars from YouTube videos. But if you've never made a video before, how do you even know if you like doing it? At the end of the day, building a YouTube channel honestly takes more time than working a normal job. The initial phases of a YouTube channel don't pay anything, so you're gonna be putting a lot of time into something that's not paying you back. So I feel like it's really important that you have a love for videos. Looks like we found another pillager outpost as well, and there's some hay. Make some videos and see what kind of happens. Don't expect your first couple of videos to get any views at all. Just make them for the sake of making them. I think to this day, what kind of keeps me going is I still make videos just because I like doing them. So yeah, there's this concept called paralysis by analysis, and this is something I struggled with a lot when I was first starting off. I would try spending so much time coming up with the perfect video idea, a video that would get 1 million views, and I would put all this energy into thought that I wouldn't actually do anything. I would just get exhausted from thinking so much. So save yourself a lot of time and just act on something. Come up with an idea and act on it immediately. Just start recording. I think it's best to view YouTube from the perspective of, it's a skill just like anything else. So maybe if you've ever played a sport, if you've ever played an instrument, you know that when, let's say you're learning guitar, for example, everybody starts off with a huge push of motivation to, oh, I'm gonna be the next Slash, I'm gonna be the next Jimi Hendrix, your favorite guitar player, whatever it is. Everybody starts off with that huge motivation. It's the same with YouTube. Everybody starts off a YouTube channel thinking, I'm gonna be the next big thing. I'm gonna have 1 million subscribers. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna buy a Ferrari, and the license plate's gonna say YouTube money. Whatever it ends up being, right? What ends up happening for a lot of people is they do that. They start a YouTube channel. They have really ambitious goals. What happens is, after maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, nothing happens. They're uploading videos. They're doing everything they should be doing, but nothing happens. And that's where a lot of people give up. I would say, to be honest, if you really want to know the reason why most YouTube channels are not successful, it's honestly because people give up on it way too soon. And I know that sounds so simple, and I'm sure there's somebody that's gonna say, well, that's not true, man. My channel, the algorithm didn't like me. It didn't promote my video, whatever their excuse is. But ultimately, it's just a roundabout way of saying that they gave up on their channel. To be honest, what will put you ahead of 97% of YouTube channels is, once you lose that initial motivation, you need to just keep uploading, keep going. It's the same with really anything. If you're starting a business, everybody starts off really excited, but things happen and you kind of lose interest, whatever it is. But if you just keep going, if you just keep trying and you push past that first wave of frustration, is kind of what I call it. It really is just frustration that you hit, where it seems like nothing is happening, nothing is working out for you. If you can push past that, you'll kind of find that just after that point of frustration, just after that kind of low point in your channel, things will start picking up. Maybe you'll have your first video that hits 1,000 views, and you'll be like, wow, I was literally about to give up on my channel, and that video just took off out of nowhere. Stuff like that only happens if you are willing to push past that frustration and that annoying part that most people give up at. So yeah, if you can just get past that initial point of frustration, you'll be ahead of most people. Most people give up as soon as things become inconvenient. Most people give up as soon as things get hard. I can speak 100% from experience here that you are going to face, you're going to face more frustration than you've ever faced in your life when you're trying to build something that is actually meaningful and is actually, a lot of people think YouTube is easy and it's fun all the time. And whenever you hear the advice, oh, do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Yes, you should be doing what you love, but you are 100% going to have days where you do not want to do it. I honestly think no matter what you do in life, you're gonna face frustration, you're gonna face challenges. So that's why it's 100% important to do what you love, because in my opinion, if life is gonna be difficult, if life is gonna be challenging, why not face that challenge doing something that you love to do? Either you're gonna be doing something that's important to you and it's gonna be hard, or you're gonna be doing something that's not important to you and doesn't mean anything to you and it's gonna be hard. So you might as well be doing something that's important. So before I was monetized, I always wanted to know, what's the secret formula to become successful? What's the magic way to do it? I would always look at channels that were much bigger than mine and I would wonder, okay, what are they doing that's different than me? They must have some sort of secret kind of way to do everything. And like I was saying, I would spend all this time trying to find this secret formula. It was basically a way for me to try and avoid the hard part of figuring everything out. And a lot of people aren't gonna like that I'm saying this, but the people that really hear what I'm saying and really do what I'm saying, I guarantee you'll be successful, because most people aren't willing to do this. There is no secret formula. I don't know anything more than you know. There's nothing I know that you can't learn yourself. And that is the same with every single YouTuber you look up to, whether it's Mr. Beast, whoever it is that you look up to. They started off just where you're starting off. They didn't know anything. I'm pretty sure it took Mr. Beast hundreds of videos before he had a video that did well. When you look at people who are more successful, then you don't assume that they know anything that you can't learn yourself. And there is no secret formula. It's trial and error. And I know it does sound kind of cheesy, and like I was saying, maybe it sounds like some of the information I'm saying is kind of contradicting itself. Success on YouTube and life in general is simple, but it's not necessarily easy. And I would rather tell you guys the truth about growing on YouTube rather than me try and fluff you guys up and say, oh, it's gonna happen overnight for you, because that's not what happened to me. And I know when I watched a lot of those videos where people were claiming it was easy for them, it made me feel like I was doing something wrong, because it wasn't easy for me. So that's why I really want to emphasize the point that if it's taking you a long time to grow on YouTube, that's totally fine. Like I was saying, a lot of people say they want to be YouTubers. They're not willing to deal with the random frustrating parts of doing YouTube. They're not willing to deal with those months at a time where your videos aren't doing anything. A lot of people want to skip the frustration. A lot of people want to weasel their way out of the annoying part of growing and the embarrassing part of not getting any views. But it doesn't exist. You just have to sort of go through it. I think one of the weirdest things I'm going to say in this video is that, to be honest, the more videos you upload, you're eventually going to figure it out. I genuinely cannot tell you why some videos do well and why some videos don't, like the exact science behind it, but I sort of know what videos will and what videos won't succeed. Just kind of, the longer you make videos, you'll slowly figure out what people enjoy about videos, what works and what doesn't. And it sounds kind of weird. It's like, that's it? That's the answer? That's literally the answer. You just kind of slowly figure things out. And it's the same with thumbnails. I always wanted to know, how do you make clickable thumbnails? I don't know the exact reason why thumbnails work or don't work, but I can just look at a thumbnail and I can kind of tell if it's good or not. And it's something that you just learn over time. Literally every question you could ever have about YouTube and growing a channel, it can be answered with trial and error and just figuring it out. So that's why I highly encourage you guys that if you're just starting off a channel, upload as many videos as you can. Get as much practice as you can. I think this is a Tony Robbins quote. I'm not sure if he said it in a video or if it's from a book. Somebody asked Tony, like, hey, how long does it take to become a master at something? And his response was, it takes as long as you want it to. Now that sounds really idealistic, like, oh, that sounds fantastic. It takes as long as I want it to. I want it to happen this week, right? The way to think about it is practice, practice, practice. So let's say you have two different people here. Maybe you have one person who uploads one video a month, so 12 videos a year, versus somebody who uploads a video every week. That's 52 times a year. Who do you think has more experience making videos? The person who made 12 videos or the person who made 52 videos? That's the way I think about it. If you want to grow on YouTube, you have to learn the skill set of making good videos. You have to learn the skill set of making good thumbnails. And the fastest way to do that is to literally make as many videos as you can. Always be practicing YouTube videos. Always be coming up with ideas. Put as much of your mental energy into your channel as you can. Try not to fill your idle time up with, thinking about why isn't it working? All that, think about how you can make it work. I'm a huge believer, I don't have any proof of this, but I'm a huge believer that what you put your energy into is what your life kind of becomes. So spend as much time thinking about your YouTube channel as you can. Like if you have a job or if you're at school, maybe have a little notebook. So if you come up with video ideas, you can write them down. And as soon as you get home, you can start recording those videos. So yeah, it really takes as long as you want it to become good at making videos. I genuinely wish I could just give you guys some sort of formula or some sort of secret word that I could tell you that would unlock everything for you in one go, but it just doesn't exist. There's not like this magic bullet kind of way to do things. You just kind of have to keep trying, man. Genuinely, seriously. When I was first starting off this channel, someone who helped me a lot was my friend Gage. His channel, I'll leave it in the description, but he has multiple channels that have 1 million subscribers or more. And one of the pieces of advice that he gave me was literally just be consistent. Don't get discouraged when things don't go your way. And it sounds like simple advice. And whenever we see people who are more successful than us, we always assume, oh, they're kind of holding out. They don't want us to be successful too. But it's not true. It literally is that simple, that you just have to keep trying. And people who really have a goal in mind and they don't stop at anything until they achieve that goal, those are the people that achieve success. Those are the people that get where they want to go. So yeah, there's nothing I can really tell you guys that's gonna magically make you a better YouTuber. And for some people, when they hear that, that might maybe make them feel discouraged. But what I'm really saying is that it's up to you. You're in total control of how successful you are, and I mean that 100%. I literally cannot stress that enough, that you are in control of how successful you'll be. And genuinely, I feel like right now is such a fantastic time to get into YouTube, and I genuinely hope that if you're somebody who watches this video, I want to read somebody's comment that they apply this advice and they come back and they're like, Nick, I took your advice, dude, and I hit my goal. I hit the subscribers I wanted. I want nothing more than to read a comment that says that. But yeah, as long as it took me to start this channel, I feel like the #1 thing that really held me back and really stalled my progression was literally just trying to find the easy way to do everything. And it just doesn't exist. There is no such thing as a fast way to do anything. There's no such thing as overnight success. So save yourself a lot of heartache and time, and just put in the work, just put in the effort to grow, and you will. And it sounds so stupid and it sounds really cheesy, and because it is stupid and it is cheesy, but it's true. Really dedicate yourself to do it. A lot of people, they worry about, oh, if I put in all this time, it's not gonna work out. I guarantee if you put in the time and you really genuinely try, and I don't mean like halfway try, I mean like 100%, really go in on it, you're gonna see the results. A lot of people hold themselves back because they think, oh, I'm only gonna go halfsies on this. I'm not gonna go all the way in on my dream here because what if it doesn't work out? I don't wanna risk the heartache of that happening, right? But I'm just telling you, you have to go all in on it. And I don't know why it works out this way, but somehow things will just kind of happen for you. I mean, you can just look at examples like Mr. Beast. He's probably one of the best examples of someone who just really loved doing videos. He wanted nothing more than to do videos, and that's what he did. As weird as this sounds, but there is literally nothing different between you and Mr. Beast. Everything he knows, you can do the same exact thing that he can, and there's literally no difference between you. The only reason he's where he's at and you are where you are is he put in the time and he dedicated absolutely everything to figuring YouTube out and really making it happen for himself. And you can do the same exact thing. There's not really a lot of things that are guaranteed in life, but I would say if you are dedicated and you put in your effort and you set a concrete goal for yourself and you genuinely pursue that goal. Like I was saying, setting a goal and then setting a specific date for that goal, and you genuinely go after that as if it is life or death, you will eventually figure it out. You'll eventually figure things out. So if you're wanting a guarantee for success, you quite literally have what it takes to be successful. You just have to, the only difference between you and somebody who's where you want to be is they put in the time for it, and that's it. And they learn the skills necessary to achieve what they're wanting to achieve. But other than that, you're not any different than anybody else. If you're wanting a guarantee for success, the guarantee is that it's 100% guaranteed. It's a matter of fully committing to it and really going after it. The only reason it really took me so long to grow this channel was because, like I was saying, I spent so much time trying to figure out the easy way to do everything and all these different things, and instead of trying to find the easy way to do everything, if I had spent that time making videos and seeing how the video did, seeing if it didn't do well, if it did do well, kind of learning from that, and then making another video with that knowledge, I could have easily hit 1,000 subscribers within a month or two. It just takes practice and it takes time. If it's taking you a long time to grow your channel, that doesn't mean that YouTube isn't for you. It takes time, and that's it. That's all there is to it on that. So another tip I wanted to give you guys, this is kind of more of a niche tip, more of a practical tip rather than a mindset tip. Take advantage of the YouTube analytics. Take advantage of the YouTube Studio app. If you don't have it installed on your phone, install it on your phone right now, because it is probably one of the most useful tools we have access to. One of the ways you can utilize the YouTube Studio app, it'll show you what your click-through rate is for every single video. If I know a video is good and it's not getting the views that I'm wanting it to, what you can do is, instead of viewing that as like, oh, this is bad, this video sucks, figure out how you can improve it after the fact. So maybe change the title, change the thumbnail, things like that. I've done that plenty of times, and I've literally had videos go from 100 views to a couple thousand just because I changed the thumbnail. Take advantage of the tools that YouTube gives you. Like I was saying, I feel like right now is a fantastic time to actually start a YouTube channel, just because we have tons of tools that we can use to our advantage. So yeah, just because a video isn't performing well doesn't mean you can't come in and change it and redo it and improve something about it. If you see your click-through rate percentage is like 2%, figure out what you can do to turn that 2% into a 5%. See what you can do to turn that 5% click-through rate into 10%, and so on and so forth. Always be trying to find ways to improve. Always be looking for ways to learn. And if anybody tries to give you advice and say like, oh, it's easy and you can do this, you can do that, stay totally clear from them, because they are trying to sell you something. And if you're somebody who's trying to figure out, oh, what type of video should I make? Just figure out what kind of videos you like watching. I think putting yourself in the perspective of your audience really helps. So for me, I like to think about, what would I want to watch after a long day of work or school? Your audience, your subscribers are real people. I don't know how else to emphasize this, but they are real people with real lives. You're not making videos for some sort of algorithm. You're making videos for people. So put yourself in the perspective of your audience. That will really help you. That will really inspire you to keep uploading videos. And don't take your audience for granted either. Don't try to take advantage of them and try to get the most result for the least amount of effort. I genuinely think like the effort you put in, you'll easily get back. Just sometimes it takes time. Much like this farmland here, I had to plant these seeds, and it takes time for it to grow. Your YouTube channel is the same exact way. It takes time to grow, and the effort you put in will directly come back to you. So if you put in good effort, you're gonna get good results. If you put in like halfway effort, you're gonna get lackluster results. That's just kind of how it happens. That's just the laws of nature, really. So yeah, really put your audience first. Really take into account that they are real people watching your videos, and it'll help you appreciate when your videos do get views. If your video got 20 views, most people would just not even look at that. They'd be like, okay, whatever. But that's literally 20 people just like you who have their own lives. Their life is just as complex as yours is. Literally 20 people. I don't even know 20 people in real life. You know, don't get so caught up on the numbers. If you're feeling discouraged that your video only got 5 views, that's literally 5 people with lives just like you. Their life is just as complex as yours. Their life is just as busy as yours, and they chose to watch your video. So If you're feeling discouraged, take that advice and really appreciate it that someone took the time to watch your video that you made. And that's what I mean when I say don't take your audience for granted. And act with urgency as well. I think YouTube will be around for a long time. Basically, you want to act on things as soon as you can, because there's no guarantees in life. You never know where life is going to take you. The sooner you can start, the better, because you never know how things are going to change, how YouTube as a platform is going to change. Maybe they'll totally change the way the algorithm works. You never know. So take advantage of how it is now, and take it as far as you can. And the most important thing is obviously just starting. Start as soon as you can and get as much practice as you can, like I was saying. The sooner you can start, the better off you're gonna be. So another idea I wanted to mention was the idea of luck. I would highly suggest that you get the idea of luck out of your head as soon as humanly possible. So a lot of people assume YouTube is luck, and I absolutely cringe when people tell me, oh, so-and-so got so lucky on YouTube. I think that's saying something is luck really minimizes things, and I feel like it puts you in a bad kind of headspace, because now instead of empowering yourself like, oh, I'm in control of this, now you're giving control to a force that's outside of yourself. There is no such thing as luck. I'll just put it that way. Luck as in this idea of some sort of success fairy coming out of the sky and tapping your head and you get 1 million views. That doesn't exist. What does exist, and what I would call luck, is recognizing an opportunity and having the skill set necessary to capitalize on that opportunity. So my most viewed video, I would say, was extremely lucky, right? Lucky in the sense that I recognized a trend was happening with videos, and I was like, okay, how can I capitalize on this? What can I do? So I decided to make a video. I recognized an opportunity was happening, and I capitalized on it by creating a video. That video was obviously the video that propelled my channel forward, and a lot of people would say, oh, that's pure luck. But had I not taken the action to create that video, if I had not had the experience of recognizing what's trending and what's doing this, you know, and having the skill set to make a video, that video would have never taken off. Or first of all, that video would have never been made. It would have never taken off, and I would still be at the subscribers I was at before that video. Get the idea of luck out of your head. Luck is recognizing opportunity and capitalizing on it. That's all luck is and all it'll ever be. Don't leave your future up to some sort of force out there or some kind of, you don't want to leave your future up to luck or up to chance. I'm a big believer that you have the ultimate kind of control in things. Don't give up that control and just say, oh, it was luck, it was this, it was that. Don't leave your future up to luck. Don't leave your future up to chance. Take control. Recognize that you have the ability to recognize opportunities. There's opportunities literally all around us. You know, I genuinely don't think you're gonna get those opportunities unless you put in the time to actually learning to make videos, being consistent. The longer you make videos, you'll slowly start learning, okay, what kind of videos perform well, and you'll start noticing these trends and things. And that's how you can start capitalizing on opportunities, and that's how you can create luck for yourself, basically. You create your own luck by recognizing opportunities and having the skill set necessary to capitalize on those opportunities. That's how you create luck, and that's how you can create these situations where you do grow your channel overnight. And the last point I really want to make here, it only takes one video. Genuinely, it only takes one video for you to be successful. Like I was saying, it does take time, it does take a lot of effort on your part, but the reality of it is it only takes one video to be where you want to go. I've literally seen channels that hit 1 million views on a video and they go from 0 subscribers, or they go from a couple hundred subscribers to a couple thousand, just because one video they made, it was a really well made video, it was executed well, it's edited well, it really captures people's attention and it brings them joy and entertainment. And as a result of that video, their channel grows and it grew quickly. So even though it seems like luck, it really isn't. So yeah, if it seems like your goals are so far away, just recognize that it literally only takes one video to absolutely skyrocket your channel and take you from 0 subscribers to 100. And then it only takes one more video to go from a couple hundred to 1,000. And I think that perspective really helped me kind of continue forward. So it's not like you have to upload 100 videos, you just have to upload one good video. And while you're waiting for that one video to be successful and take you where you want to go, keep practicing, keep taking time for your channel, keep putting time into it. think about every time you upload a video, you're getting better and you're working towards that goal, like I was saying. So with that being said, I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to mention. This video was kind of all over the place. I really just wanted to spill out all my thoughts. And like I said, I hope this video really helped you if you're starting a YouTube channel and you're wanting to get it monetized. And I'll see you next time.